Mm-hmm. That makes a lot of sense. This is this is not necessarily on the topic of rural voting, but I'm sure you paid attention to the recent elections that were held in Ohio. A lot of focus was put on Nina Turner, who was running in a Democratic primary. Nina Turner was very progressive, very far left, and she was defeated by a woman who is much more moderate. People are, I've been reading all these articles. It was like, see, it shows that Joe Biden doesn't have to cater to the far left, that moderates are going to win the day. Does that one election really have all of those implications? Was this just a one-off where people maybe just didn't like Nina Turner all that much?
Well, I think it tends to be more the latter. I have always believed that it is hard to read a national political movement into any one election.
Yeah, it seems like a stretch to me, too, but I read it all the time. Oh, look at this election. Here's what it means for the country.
I remember being on the radio about the time of I think it was the New Mexico special election earlier this summer. And people were asking me, what does this mean? Is this really some kind of a bellwether for 2022 in the midterms? And I said, no, what this means is that in this particular suburban district outside Albuquerque, New Mexico, that voters preferred this candidate in a special election in the summer of 2021, right? We try to extrapolate these huge national findings when really what we're talking about is a choice between two candidates in one community, in one district, in one state in America. And, part of that is talking heads got to have something to talk about. But the reality is these things are seldom a barometer for national political mood. They are simply a question of what's going on in that district on that day in that election. Now, that said, if we had a national election and there was some different read, I think that's something you can read into, right? But to try to take a single congressional district, whether 435 U.S. House districts in America, to say 1/435th of the electorate believes it. Therefore, it must be extrapolatable to the other 434 congressional district voters is a pretty big stretch, and I'm no statistician.